What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 24 of the Game Plan Pod. I'm Peter.
I'm Vincent.
And I'm Henry.
Let's get into this week's episode.
After probably a very lackluster Super Bowl, the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Saquon Barkley won a ring. The 100th season of the New York Giants is possibly the worst season in history. No, the worst season in history.
Oh, yeah,
franchise history.
But your boy Joe Shane and Brian Dable still have jobs, though.
Yeah,
so
but
you can have actually the worst season in history for this franchise, but you could still have a job.
But sorry,
I mean,
the Eagles dominated the whole game. It's not even a question. They dominated the Chiefs with ease. Towards the end, the Chiefs showed some life, but still the Eagles beat them by like 20. And, well, what was the main factor in that?
I would just say that just Kansas City was just outcoached. They were outcoached and they were outplayed. I mean, obviously they were outplayed, but they were just outcoached. It looked like Andy Reid was like lost.
In my opinion, it looked like the Eagles wanted it more.
They did.
Than the Chiefs.
And
I could definitely agree with that.
The Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls already in the past 2 years, obviously, and the Eagles won revenge, and they really looked like they just wanted it more.
Yeah.
They attacked more. They looked more ferocious.
And they stopped Saquon too. But the thing is, I think what played a big factor is the Eagles got them Mahomes even without blitzing. They got them having so many sacks.
You know, I said this at the at halftime that it was like Tampa Bay versus Kansas City all over again.
Yeah.
It was the exact same thing where the offensive line was just there, but just not existent. They weren't
fell apart.
It was bad. I mean, that was the reason why they lost. I mean, if you're the general manager of the Chiefs and you're sitting with $11 million in cap space, I mean, your best guard is a free agent. Like, I mean, they could be. I'm not even lying. They could be in trouble. I mean,
they have a lot of key free agents this year.
That's what seemed to be the reason they lost these 2 Super Bowls. I mean, yes, you could definitely say Mahomes threw 2 interceptions, but one of them, he got the one that was the pick six, the Gene pick six. He got hit by his own offensive lineman and caused him to throw the pick. So, I mean, I think that Kansas City has a lot to evaluate. I think Kelsey played the worst game of his career, and I think against Buffalo too, he looked terrible.
He was a non-factor.
He looked terrible. Non-factor and just
non-factor the whole playoffs, really. That's really
that might have been it.
If you're the Chiefs,
that might have been it for him.
For Kelsey?
Yeah.
If you're the Chiefs, I almost want him to retire because at this point, he's a $20 million cap hit.
He's like a liability.
In 2025, he has the least productive season of his career. And like you said, when you have Trey Smith in free agency and your offensive line
only $11 million in cap space,
really bad. I mean, to have an extra $20 million. And, getting Rashee Rice back, it's not like they're depleted at weapons.
The thing is, it's going to take Rashee Rice a little bit to get back to form.
Definitely.
And it's also going to take Mahomes a lot getting used to because even though he wasn't a huge factor in the AFC Championship and was just non-existent in the Super Bowl, he's still Mahomes' go-to guy. Like, a lot of their play calls are based around him. A lot of the offense is based around him. And, that's like I'm trying to think. It's like Brady's Gronk. It's like the go-to guy. Like it's like they're one of the best duos in history. So if that's the way that it went out for them, it's pretty upsetting in my opinion.
And what's really crazy about it is that the Chiefs did stop Saquon, like I mentioned before. But the thing is, like the Eagles burned their secondary completely. Like the Chiefs,
McDuffie was toast.
Yeah. The Chiefs had one of the best secondaries all season, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were cooking them. Devontae Smith had like a 40-yard touchdown, a bomb. It was insane. A.J. Brown was cooking McDuffie.
I never thought I would say this, but Spags looked lost.
Yeah,
he looked really
he didn't
bad.
know what to do.
There was no recipe to defeat that team.
It was being outcoached. They were just outcoached. Sirianni and props to Kellen Moore too. I mean, he just took the job with the Saints, but it was their offense looks fantastic. Yeah. I mean, they figured out a way to win without their best player.
And it looks like Jalen Hurts wasn't even trying. That pick plus he was locked in, but they after the game he said the Super Bowl win still doesn't feel as immense as a Super Bowl loss they had in 2020.
Yeah, they were playing with a chip on their shoulder. They really were, and it just went to go show that the Chiefs ran into a formidable opponent. And realistically, like,
You got to give props to the Eagles defense, so we haven't spoken about them yet. They were just fantastic.
Yeah, I said they got the Mahomes even without blitzes. Cooper DeJean played a great game. They were locking down everyone. But another big factor is that I feel like, I'm not one to say it, but the Chiefs didn't have many flags, not many flags their ways, like the game against Buffalo. But that's not always the biggest factor. The biggest factor was the defense for the Eagles.
I'm not gonna lie though, as I don't hate the Chiefs. I never thought that any of the flags. I mean, were a couple.
It's like some of them were bad missed calls.
Yes, like definitely the one against Cincinnati earlier in the season and the one against Atlanta were both terrible. But I mean, the officiating in this game. Now I'm not saying it would have affected the outcome. I mean, maybe it might have. Maybe it would have if the Chiefs didn't have 3 turnovers. But the officiating was really, really bad. I mean, if you want to say the one penalty that was bad, that was called in the Chiefs' favor, was that first penalty. But I mean, I saw a little contact. I don't think it was an offensive pass interference. I think it was a face mask. So I think that one was a respectable penalty. But the other ones were just these were called in favor of Philly. Now I'm talking about, they were just, I mean, like
the Eagles
had offensive offsides.
The Eagles had 8 flags and the Chiefs had 7.
Like offensive offsides though, like that's ridiculous. It's really bad.
It's just really. I didn't really expect this from this Super Bowl though. Like I was expecting a good game regardless, but the way the Eagles came out, Nick Sirianni came, it was unbelievable. This team, and it just goes to show like how I feel like the Chiefs had a bit of a light schedule in my opinion. I can admit that a little bit.
I'm happy how no one cares though. No one cares. Philly won. No one cares. Like, it's awesome.
You know who Jalen Hurts' exact comparison to the NBA is? Jason Tatum. Exact same. Yeah. He's hated by everyone. Yeah. Everyone hates him.
No one cares.
And then he loses his first finals. So Tatum lost to the Warriors in 2022.
Yep.
And then Eagles lost to the Chiefs in 2023. And then they both win their next finals 2 years later. And nobody cares. I'm surprised, like, Jalen Hurts got the MVP over, like, Josh Sweat. Because, like, you know,
sick.
Josh Sweat had a great game.
The defense set the tone for the entire game.
Completely. Yeah.
And like, you obviously can't do this, but if you take away that 46-yard touchdown, Hurts is less than 200 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Josh Sweat had
I think he had
2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits.
Yeah.
Wow. And they were getting to the quarter. They were getting to Mahomes the whole game. There was not one time where Mahomes wasn't under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really worried about. I'm worried about Philly for years to come. This defense is team. It's young and they're hungry. DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, who wasn't even playing.
When he's healthy, but I'm saying like you said, this defense is
Zach Bond.
They have all, but they do have.
Is he a free agent?
He's a free agent this year.
He is, huh?
But the Eagles
He's going back.
have that. The Eagles have that veteran leadership in the locker room too. They have that on that defense as well. But they're so, like Henry said, they're so young that this team is going to be scary.
It could be a problem. It's really going to be a problem. And it's just the offensive line is absurd. It's absurd.
Even without they lost Jason Kelce, and then their offensive line is still one of the best in the league. Still one of the best, no matter what.
It doesn't look very good for the Giants' future in the years to come. I will say
against Philly, but you never know what the future holds. But Philly is going to be a great team to come, and I guess Saquon made the best decision possible for him. And that's it.
All right, so now we're going to move over to the NBA and talk about the MVP conversation, which the MVP polls for midway through the season came out yesterday, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander having 70 first-place votes, Nikola Jokic being in second place with 30. I think we all know who Peter likes, but I'm just going to I'm just going to say that I don't know how you can't give this to Jokic, in my opinion, just because the man's averaging a triple-double. Like, that is unheard of. I've never heard of it, like a 29-point triple-double every single night.
Russell Westbrook.
29-point triple-double every night.
30-point triple-double.
Wow.
Did he win MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he had low competition.
Low competition. I mean, the
But-
competition is SHAI. Like,
I mean, like Shea
It
is.
was, yeah, but it was unheard of back then. But now scoring is inflated.
Yeah, I mean, like Shea is.
so then what's SHAI's case? He's just a good scorer.
I mean, like-
Shea's case is he's first
what
of
is
all,
what
like
is
his case?
besides defense? What is SHAI?
But like
have
his
over
his
Jokic?
case,
scoring.
his score.
He's
He's averaging.
scoring is
hold on.
inflated though.
30.
He's first in the league in points.
30. He's averaging
His
32,
scoring is
5, and
inflated.
6.
Yeah, but I'm not comparing a player from back 5 years. I'm comparing
So
two
let
players.
me ask
from
you.
the
Let me
same
ask
year.
you. Let me ask you a question.
I'll tell you what he is.
Oh, can I ask you a question though? Is the MVP based off of stats?
Partly.
Then okay, what's the GOAT debate based off of? Because you said that you've never watched Jordan live, yet you think that he's the GOAT. So now my question to you is that if stats aren't all it, like what
Winning.
makes SHAI the MVP even though Jokic has better stats?
I'll give you better stats in some categories. He's not first in any stat in the league.
Okay, but he's top
But
3
without-
in every single
I'll give you my take for Shea. I mean, Shea.
You know what do you understand what I'm saying though?
Let me just say my take, man. Shea is leading the second youngest team in the league.
What does that mean? Who cares?
I'm telling you right now, he's the best player on the second youngest team in the league and leading them to the best net rating of all time over the 93 Bulls, over the 2015 Warriors, over the
Okay,
2016 Warriors.
The Thunder are far better than the Nuggets. Like, the Thunder are far better than them. So what's your point?
The thing is,
I mean, he only has one other All-Star on the team.
Who
I mean,
does- who does
the team,
Jokic
but
have?
he's leading the team. That's the whole point. That's my argument.
If Shea wasn't on the team,
He is
What
the
is
highest plus minus by any guard.
Doesn't
ever,
Jokic,
other
when
than
he's not
he's tied
playing?
with
Like when he's
it's
not
the
playing.
same with Shea.
Like
It's the
when
same with
Jokic
Shea.
isn't playing, they have like the worst offensive rating of all time.
thing is like without.
Is that true?
No, in the league. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, if I remember correctly, I think Jokic is like plus 12. Shea's plus 18 compared to
For
when he's
what?
off and on the court. He's a plus 18 for
when
the
you
team.
when you go on ESPN and you look at you just look at stats, and when you see the 3 main categories of points, rebounds, and assists, and you see Nikola Jokic in every single category, I just think that's insane. I mean, is he leading a single category? No, but he's off by 1 or 2. So like it's
He's also a complete liability on defense. Yes, he might be top 5 in steals, but if you watch the games, he's a complete liability on defense, and that's why they lose games. When I watched Jokic against the Knicks, they got completely killed.
okay, but like
Because he could not guard Cat, he could not
But
guard
he's
anything.
averaging
They target him on
But
defense.
he's
a
averaging
complete liability.
30
And Shea leads the Thunder in defense, and the Thunder have the best defense in the league and one of the best defenses of all time statistically.
But he's not averaging 30, 13, and 10, though. But, I mean, I just think that what Jokic is doing is just more impressive. I don't care
And-
that he has
the
the
thing
youngest team, this, that.
That matters,
He's also
though,
playing
because
with,
wins
he's also
matter.
playing with
Without-
Jalen Williams and Isaiah Hartenstein.
All right,
and
Isaiah Hartenstein missed
Chet-
20
and
games.
Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren missed
Okay,
30 games. Caruso missed 20 games.
Name one,
Casey Wallace missed 10
name
games.
one, good player on the Nuggets.
Jamal Murray just dropped 55
He's
the other day.
mid.
He just
But
shot
the thing
55
is-
the other day.
If
Mid.
the thing about
Mid.
the thing about Shea is that even on both sides of the ball, he's playing a big factor on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Like Peter said, Jokic isn't doing that. He's
Okay,
a
but if
liability
you
on
take away
defense.
Shea from the Thunder, they're still good. If you
But they're
take
not
away
as good. They're not
okay,
as
yeah,
good
they're
as
not
Cavs.
That
as
is
good.
just not true
but
at all.
they're still in
That
the.
is just not true at all. When you watch the game, if you watch the games, when Shea comes off the court, the team falls apart. The team falls apart without him. If you watch the games, and it's also
If you
based on
take-
plus minus. He's the highest plus minus of any guard since 2017. Unanimous MVP, Steph Curry.
Bro, just zip it up already.
You're doing the same thing for Jokic.
I'm
bro.
not.
You're doing the same thing for Jokic.
I'm just saying stats. You're telling me what happened in 2017. We're in 2025.
I'm not
brother.
telling you what
I don't
happened in
care.
2017.
If you
I'm
take
telling you
Jokic off the Nuggets, they are
that's a
not.
complete hypothetical.
All right, after that heated argument, we're going to head on over to the MLB news. Obviously, 2 recent big deals. Pete Alonso returns to the New York Mets on a 2-year, $54 million contract with an opt-out after the first year. He's getting $30 million this upcoming season, and if he opts into it, it's $24 million for 2026. Alex Bregman to the Red Sox, 3 years, $120, $40 million a year with opt-outs after the first and second year. And so, what are you guys' thoughts? I mean, I gotta love the Alonso deal, honestly. Yeah. Short-term deal. If it doesn't work out, and say he does opt out, they always have the chance of maybe getting Vladdy. But I think Alonso's in for a big year, and this could be a really good contract for him.
At the end of the day, the Mets just needed Alonso. I think it was obvious that we didn't have what it takes to trade for Vladdy this year, and I guess we'll target him in free agency next year. If all else fails with Alonso, but I think Alonso, I love Alonso. He had his moments with the Mets, and now he's back for probably at least one more year. And he's our first baseman. He's been our first baseman, and I'm just glad it happened. But I'm upset it took this long.
It took a while, but I think it was just the perfect match. And honestly, I have to give the Mets offseason an A+. I have to admit, Soto, Alonso, they brought back Manaea too, and then the other pitchers they brought in. I think it's a really solid team they built. The lineup is really good, and I'm excited for this season. I think they improved the bullpen drastically by a mile. Obviously, with Minter, they brought back Drew Smith a couple days ago. Clay Holmes will be starting.
Don't even say Clay Holmes, bro.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. In his live 3-inning BP, he looked good.
Jeff McNeil?
No, he looked good against the major leaguers. I can't lie.
Jeff McNeil? I mean, I wouldn't really consider that.
Jeremy Hefner and Stearns both have an eye for good pitching. I trust David Stearns. Look what he did with Sevy Manaea last year and a little bit of Quintana. But I think if Senga returns back to form and the other pitchers work out, I think this team can be really good. But as we know, they're running a 6-man rotation. But I think this is a good offseason for them. But heading on over to the other infield that signed, Alex Bregman to the Red Sox.
Let me first say one of my opinions. Let me say my opinion about Pete Alonso first. I think it was a terrible contract for the Mets. I think it was a great contract for Alonso because you're pretty much putting themselves in the same position next year where they're going to be in that. They're not gonna. Alonso's
he opts out. If he doesn't have
a mid-season, he's opting out because he's gonna wait to see what Vladdy signs for, and he's gonna sign for 50, and the market's gonna go ridiculous. So, in my opinion, I think that he signed to the Mets for a 1-year, $30 million deal. I don't even think you can say it's 2 years, 54, because he's gonna opt out. Even if he has a bad year, he should still opt out because when Vladdy gets a ridiculous contract
if he has a bad
doesn't deserve, he's gonna be able to get more.
Why would he opt if he has a bad year, like worse than last year somehow? Like if he has
opt out? Because
why would he? He would get less money then.
He wouldn't get less money because when Vladdy gets a ridiculous contract by Toronto because they haven't gotten anybody
unless
in 20 years.
Unless he leaves.
But they're not going to let him leave. They're going to offer him $100 million more than any team just to make sure
but if Vladdy's an upcoming player and if Alonso has a bad season, he'll be an aging bad.
I mean, he's 30. That's like the prime. It's like 30, 31.
Yeah, exactly. That's but if he has a bad season,
that's the prime for baseball.
If he has a bad season, you think you want to opt in, get $24 million a year.
I think regardless, he's opting out. I think regardless, the only way he doesn't opt out.
You could be right. I can't disagree on that.
I think it's just going to.
It's his choice.
I think it's going to put the Mets in a terrible situation because, again, I don't see Vladdy leaving, and then you opt out with Alonso, and he's just going to want more money than you guys are comfortable paying, and you guys barely paid him when you guys paid him this year. I don't know. I just don't like it for the Mets. But I mean, it's surely not as bad as Bregman's contract. That is
obviously being a Yankees
something
fan.
Else. I mean, good for the Red Sox. They had a fabulous offseason.
Yeah, Bueller, Crochet.
But
now
that
Bregman.
is just some contract. That is
$40 million a year.
Scott Boras.
Scott Boras, I'm pretty sure.
He put in like the Ring of Honor.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he did. The thing that confused me the most about Bregman, yes, he did get $40 million a year. That's like hard to pass up. But all he wanted all I've been hearing is saying that he wanted like a 6 or 7 year deal.
But you're taking that because $40 million a year.
I know,
is ridiculous.
But he got from the Tigers offered him 176 years, or it was like 170 plus. But still, I understand $40 million a year is $40 million a year.
Right, but
I wouldn't pass it up. I wouldn't pass it up either. But I kind of think it's a little bit of an overpay for him. His numbers did drop a little bit this season than his past seasons, but he's still a great defender at third. He's playing second for them actually this year. And
Who?
Bregman. He's
playing second?
He's playing second.
Ew, wow.
Devers is third, and Casas is first for
I
them.
don't like that. I don't like that.
But honestly, the Red Sox have a good offseason this year. But I think both of those deals could be benefits. They can also be benefits to the team, but they can also be not beneficial for each team. But overall, it's glad to see them both finally sign after a long and lengthy offseason and spring training starting up in like a week and a half or so.
It's kind of crazy how spring training is starting up like next week, and you have guys like Anthony Rizzo, Justin Turner,
I know.
Jose Quintana, JD Martinez, Lance Lynn.
I mean,
Martinez is full pickleball now.
that's what I saw this time with
Alex
pickleball.
Verdugo, Alex Wood. I mean, like
There's still
James Paxton. A lot of.
The James Paxton retired.
Are you retired?
He retired.
I was looking at this.
Yeah, I know, but there's still like
Adam
I agree.
Duvall. I mean,
Do you think there's a possibility Quintana could come back or no?
I mean, if they don't like maybe during spring training they don't like what they see, they could bring him back.
Very
just
high
in case.
possibility they don't like what they see with all the washed-up Yankees who came over to you guys this offseason.
Luis Severino was a washed-up Yankee, and look how
He wasn't a washed-up Yankee. He just had a bad season after coming back from an injury. And you guys, he was never he had a bad season after coming back from an injury. Clay Holmes is just bad, and same with Frankie Montas. They're just bad. You can't fix that. They're just.
Oh,
you'll see.
It's crazy.
You'll see. Have fun with
just
them.
continue on the MLB also. It's just crazy to think what the Dodgers have done though. Still, it's insane. It's insane that they are able to bring in Tanner Scott,
Speaking about the
Sasaki,
Dodgers,
Snell,
it's ridiculous.
bring back Teoscar Hernandez. They brought it. Conforto.
Watch them not win though. Watch them not win.
I mean, they're not beating the Mets, so.
I hope so.
My prediction for the Mets is you guys are last year's Yankees, where you have in the playoffs, you have your four guys who can hit, and then the bottom of the order is just
Hold on. You're telling me you don't think Francisco Alvarez can be good? You don't think
bottom of the order? Jose Siri, Jeff McFeeble, and
the thing is McNeil is going to be probably splitting time with Acuna.
100%. 100%.
No, what it's going to be is I think McNeil and Acuna are going to fight for the second base spot.
Okay, but
Beatty's not playing.
Beatty has to fight for a bench spot.
Let me
yeah.
Beatty has to fight for a bench spot.
You guys. First of all, I mean, you're not making the World Series, unfortunately, for you guys, because it's just not fair. But when you guys lose to the Dodgers, most likely in the NLCS, it's going to be because you're the bottom of the order, and that's what it was for the Yankees. I think the bottom of the order last year for the Yankees in the World Series was 0.05.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm going to say is with the Mets.
Bottom of the order.
Nimmo towards the
Jose Siri, Jeff McNeil,
Tyrone Taylor,
and Siri.
Alvarez is the bottom of the order, bro.
Siri and Taylor are going to be splitting time at center. Hold on. Nimmo was dealing with a foot injury all last year that affected his swing. He affected his swing. I'm not going to make it. That's what happened. He was dealing with an injury, trying to play through it. Alvarez, same thing. He had a thumb injury and it affected his swing as well.
I just realized your whole team is all power hitters. You guys don't even have. He has two contact.
Nimmo could be a contact.
Nimmo and Lindor.
Really, and McNeil.
I don't even know what Soto is. Soto
Acuna, if he gets the chance to start at second full time, I think he can be he seemed like a guy to be hitting 15 home runs, but hitting more for contact.
What are your thoughts on this take? The Juan Soto contract will be worse than Anthony Rendon's contract.
No, that's not possible. Anthony Rendon.
It definitely is possible. It is possible.
Rendon has. Hold on. Let me remind you. In 2021, since 2021, Rendon has played 49 games. 49 games. What if
that happens with Soto?
All right, you're just preying on his downfall.
I'm not preying on his downfall. I'm just asking you a question.
No, you're preying on his
downfall. I'm asking.
If that happens,
I want him to do good. No, I'm not rooting for an injury. I never root for an injury. I'm just saying, what happens if
that happens?
What would your reaction be to Soto being injured for the first 3 years of this contract?
It'd be bad. It wouldn't be happy about it, but
that would. I think that would be the worst contract in the history of sports.
I don't know, but the thing is
it also could be imagine if he plays to what he's worth and he.
Did it stop?
No,
that's an email from me on my computer.
All right.
Like, you just cut it there and then continue. No, you want to continue? What were you saying?
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The thing is, if Soto plays to what he's worth, like in the playoffs, I think we have a chance at making it to the World Series. Like, say, like he just goes insane and that's 400 in the playoffs.
Yeah, like that.
But like, how? What's like we were just talking about earlier? Like, there was no path to victory for the Chiefs defensively. What's your path to victory against the Dodgers?
Just trying to outplay them.
You have to outplay them.
Just try to injure the players. Just try to hit them. No, I'm not even joking. Like, I am not joking. I don't think you can physically beat the Dodgers.
The thing about the Dodgers is that, like, they do get hurt a lot. They do. I have to say, they do get hurt a lot. And I'm not saying they will this year. They usually have a great coaching staff, medical staff all the time. And no matter what they're going to be,
Let's just say that in 5 years, they're going to be the worst team in baseball.
Probably not 5, probably.
Well, Mookie is getting up there. Freeman's getting up there.
Well, when they have to pay all those deferrals, then it's going to be really bad.
They're going to be in shambles.
But at the same time, they have an insane team. But I think the Mets have a fair chance to beat the Dodgers this year than they did last year.
It's way too early to even
It's too early.
The success of the Mets is all going to be based off of the rotation. It is.
I can't disagree with that.
It is because your rotation right now is by far your weakest aspect of the team.
Well, yeah.
Our weakest aspect.
Because David Stearns tries to do experiments like Senga, Sean Manaea, and Peterson. Like, I trust those three. Frankie Montas. I'm shaky on that.
Peterson,
Clay Holmes. I don't know how he's going to transition.
I feel like Clay Holmes could be.
Our sixth starter, Canning, McGill, or like Sprout, one of those guys. We don't know.
You named about like 3 AA pitchers right there.
Not really.
Like AA worthy pitchers.
But I'm not going to disagree. It does depend on our rotation, but I trust that our pitching staff can help them. I'm shaky on Montas. Holmes, we don't know how he's going to transition.
Like Clay Holmes, like from 2021 to 2024, like if you're judging just based on ERA,
yes, it was very good. But then if you go to blown saves, he had about 15.
Yeah, 13. But they're saying I think what the Mets are banking on is that not being in the pressure of in the 9th inning, that it's going to help him transition into.
His ERA isn't that bad because he's coming in and throwing 2 outs a game. So, but I mean, as a Yankee fan, I'm honestly worried about our lineup. I mean, we don't have a third baseman. We're relying on DJ LeMahieu, DJ LeGrandad, or Cabrera. They're both an automatic ground out. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about Goldie, honestly.
What about Dominguez?
I'm so excited for Dominguez. I think
finally get his chance.
Dude, I think Dominguez is going to be an absolute stud. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. I'm worried about Goldie. I really am.
I can't
37, 38. I mean,
he's going to be so mid.
He can definitely be a stud. 100%.
I don't even see
100%.
That, I don't see that.
He can definitely be a stud. Well, it was solid last year. They had 22 homers, like 70.
He had like a 715 OPS. Like
not bad. Like that's good.
His average dropped a lot though. But the thing is, like, he is older. He's up in the age there. Cody Bellinger. I think Cody Bellinger is going to be good.
We really need Arenado. Like, I don't know. I don't really care what they said about it. It's probably not going to happen. Just trade him Cabrera and Peraza. I don't care. They suck. Just get him out of here. Take the prospects and give us Arenado.
But what do you think about Cody Bellinger?
I think he's gonna have like 40 home runs because I think that the short porch is gonna be his best friend.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, true.
He hits
how many? Wait, you say 40?
40. He hits moonshots about 100 feet in the air that go about
40 is a lot.
Dude,
I can see 30 home runs possibly.
The short porch.
I can see 30.
The short porch. This is what Cody Bellinger does. He hits balls about 100 feet in the air that go about 315. And if he does that 40 times at Yankee Stadium, it's 40 home runs.
So you're saying Judge is fraudulent?
No, because Judge hits 450 nukes dead center.
That's fair. That's fair. That is fair.
But Rizzo was fraudulent at some points. Like, I mean, his homers, he had like a 3-homer game, and like, I don't think any of them went past 330.
But overall, I think we're in for an exciting 2020.
Oh, let me talk about one more thing. What? Devin Williams' beard. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it's like Did you
see
Stubbs? Is that what it's called? Like, it's not that bad.
Did you see what he said to the media? He outright said to the media, "He's like, I don't want to shave my beard." He said that to the media outright.
Well, I mean, they really.
I don't know if that's 100%. I don't want to be putting words in his mouth, but that's what I read something.
I don't understand the rule of no beard, but yes stash. Like remember Nasty Nester's mustache? That was a thick mustache.
Like mustaches, like I feel like you're more neat. I guess if it's
I feel like if you have a clean, like some beards are like clean, dude. Nestor's stash was nasty.
Wait,
it was like no.
One more thing about how do you feel about Marcus Stroman?
I feel like he is the new Antonio Brown. I think he's just a distraction.
What did I say a year ago today?
I said he's just a
what did I say when you guys signed him? What did I say a year ago? A year from now, you guys weren't gonna like him. I did say that.
He's a distraction to the team. He's refusing to pitch out of the bullpen because he's a starter. Well, when you have a 4 or 5 ERA, people question that. I mean, he didn't live up to the hype, and I mean, it's a little awkward. It's like the same thing with the Dalton Connect trade. How he's just gonna show back up into the locker room.
Didn't that trade get rescinded?
Yeah. But hold on. It's like we've been trying to. He's like, "Welcome back, brother. We've been trying to trade you all season, but we hope you have a great season this year." Dude. It's really awkward. Like
it's almost like Alonso kind of. It's almost like Alonso because they didn't want to sign him all off season because
do you think the chemistry is going to be like a little weird? Like the locker room's gonna be a little weird.
No, I think
it's gonna be weird with Soto.
No Iglesias too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
what is the vibe?
Lindor's got a good team.
No, Lindor went up to the management when he saw the reports like they might be pivoting away from Alonso. He went up to the management, went up to the front office. He said, "I want Pete Alonso back for this team because it's good for the clubhouse." And honestly, they're saying that he couldn't be more happy to be back, and I'm happy.
I don't understand why we don't get
What is the identity of the Yankees?
Because you know why they don't want Iglesias back? It's because they want no, not that he would take a 1-year deal. It's because they want the versatile of that roster space, giving young guys more of a chance. And like let
me ask you a question. What is the identity of the Yankees, and what is the identity of the Mets this upcoming season? I don't know.
I think the Mets
has an identity.
I think the Mets are focused on the future while the Yankees have a shorter window for World Series.
The thing, I can see that, but the thing is, like, you don't know each year.
Yeah.
You don't know the identity of a team each year.
Well, like I'm saying, what do you think? What do you think? Like, what do you think?
They said they want to make their own identity this year, so we have to see that.
The Mets said that?
The Mets, every Mets player said they have to make their own identity last year. Yes, 2024 OMG.
I feel like they're
I'm gonna say it right now. Soto MVP.
I could see.
I'm gonna say right now that I would be willing to put $1,000 that it's Ohtani.
Again.
Even if he has a mid-season, they're still gonna give it to him.
But I think both teams are gonna figure out their identity this year.
Even if he has a 4 ERA,
he's not going to pitch this year. I don't think
he's not. No, I think he's pitching.
Well, he's going to take a while to ramp up again because they're not going to send him on minor league assignments to pitch. But
oh my God! All right, wait. These are the odds. These are the odds for NL MVP.
Is Ohtani minus?
As of literally today.
Ohtani's minus odds.
Well, it depends on what. All right, I'll just take the mid ground. Plus 175.
That's absurd.
Soto's second with plus 500.
Second?
And then Mookie Betts, Tatis are like at it.
What about AL? What are Judge's odds? Minus 250.
Judge is plus 300.
Who's after Bobby Witt?
Witt is plus 350.
Who's third?
Gunnar Henderson.
Dude, he's like
plus 600.
He's like Isaiah Connor Falefa.
That's crazy shit. Gunnar Henderson's good, bro.
Okay, but like, is he really top 10, bro?
Hey, Soto was ranked at 4. Lindor was ranked at 6. I'll take that.
Judge is ranked at 2. I don't even know how he's not. I don't know how he's not 1.
Because it was Ohtani.
Okay, but Judge has 120 home runs in the last 2 years. Like
Ohtani just had one of the historical season.
I know.
But I think both teams are going to figure out their identity this year.
Watch Judge break his record this year.
All right.
He almost broke it last year. He was 4 away.
Wasn't he injured or not?
No. Wait, Didn't he miss? He
He
missed.
had 58 last year.
I'm saying, didn't he miss some games though?
He might have.
I don't remember if he missed. I feel like he missed like 2 games at least. But like
He definitely missed like a little bit.
You don't
I
play
could-
every game.
No, but I could check. I mean, if it's like in the 150s and
you
like,
don't play. They really don't. They really play every game unless they're dealing with an injury or it's the end of the year. They already clinched and it's like the last 2 games of the season. Unless it's seeding wise, like if that makes sense. But overall, I think we're in for a fun 2025. Hopefully for both teams, and they're gonna figure out the identities.
And let's go OKC.
158 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.